What's up, Mitchell? How you doing? I'm just making sure everything's set up here real quick before I. What's up, Kyle? Trying to make sure everything is good. All right, so that's working. That's working. So that's that. All right, so now I just want to make sure to go over here and let's see. All right, I think I'm actually successfully up and at it. You guys can all hear me okay? All right, looks like, oh, I just need to edit this real quick. Hold on. All right. Okay, it looks like everything's. Oh wait, let me make sure that. All right. All right. All right, all right, all right. So I don't. Let me paste on my streaming stuff, which man, it's been forever since I've streamed anything. What's up, Andy? How you doing? Just throwing some blitz in here while we're waiting for the blog to come up. Do some little fun live reaction stuff to that. Let me get this up. Man, it has been a long time since I've streamed. Ain't no lie. Is this the last thing I streamed? I guess this is what I streamed last. Right. I guess it's just been a long time since I've streamed MSF. All right. All right. How are you guys all doing? Goods? All right. I'll do that. And all right. Move this over here. All right, cool. Let's check. All right, I'm gonna get on the YouTubes of the Marvel Strike Forces. All right, so this, what we'll do is just double check to make sure this works okay. So if I want to switch to it, which we will, we'll go to, if I hide this, it'll go to that. And all right, so we can watch that all together and have fun, good times. I'll need this on. And where is my Blizzy stacks? All right. All right, let me get to this. Let's see, I've been playing with symbiotes in one shot. Yeah, I'm using symbiotes to one shot basically everything except for Oh Brother is the only one that I don't, I think, and obviously the final node, and that's on 7.5. They're pretty good. I mean, on nodes like the high burst nodes, like Fury Boss node, you've got to have some RNG luck to not lose anti-venom. You lose anti-venom, then it's pretty much over, but that's all right. All right. Yeah, I mean, it was funny because I was super hyped about Anti-Venom and symbiotes, and then at first it was kind of like, in the game people were struggling with them a little bit, but with some tweaking and making sure everyone had the cooldowns, they're pretty sick. Pretty sick. I know for Oh Brother, I just go to the Phoenix team. That node is just stupid. Same thing with the last node, the what's it called, Shields Up. It's just difficult, and it will always be difficult, unfortunately. All right, just keep an eye on the strike time. Premiere shortly. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, let's see. Because we're just basically here chilling, I'm going to go ahead and hide that so that we can watch this together. And say, hey, look at this, streaming a stream. Let's see. Oh, got to launch a raid here. Let's see. I just want to make sure that this. All right, so it's 2 o'clock. Where you at? Strike time. Come on. You know what I want to do? See though. Oh, there we go. All right, let's check and see how this thing shakes out. 2 minutes. It's not too loud or anything for you guys, is it? Yeah, I agree, Waylander. Where you're sitting there literally like, they need to die, my time's about to run out. And then you actually run out of time, and it's like, okay.
Greetings, Marvel Strike Force fans. I am Cerebro, your community manager, and welcome to your community update. Just in time for Halloween, the Fantastic Four's legendary Spectre Invisible Woman shall be materializing once again. Her legendary event, Now You See Me, is coming soon, so be sure you have at least 5 Sinister Six characters at 5 stars or higher for a chance to unlock her. So while Sue Storm's invisible, can Daredevil sense her? I don't know, I'm lost on this one. Dropping into Blitz this week are 2 featured villains that make their living slinking in the shadows. First up is Nobu, the leader of the Hand, that will be featured in the Master of Ninjas Blitz. And then Venom swings. Excuse me. And then Venom swings into action with the Symbiotic Terror Blitz. That is a part of the Waking Nightmare event. In addition to earning character shards for Venom, you can earn fragments for the Fright Light Orb, which is kind of like a Nightlight, but, you know, more terror-inducing. Also rising during the Waking Nightmare event are 2 additional bonus events you don't want to miss. During Raid Frenzy, you'll get a limited time 20% reduction in the cost of raid energy, heals, and revives. Of course, just in Raid. This will really give you an opportunity to take advantage of the Lucid Dream Alliance milestone. And next up is the Train and Gain event, which will give you the opportunity to earn 2 times training modules from campaign nodes. You don't want to miss out, otherwise there will be a train of consequences. For even more details, please go check out our weekly blog over on MarvelStrikeForce.com.
Okay, I have to admit I enjoyed that part.
All right, guys, I am super thrilled to have with us here again on the show, Mr. John Durr, the game director. How are you doing, sir?
All right, how you doing, Cerebro?
So kind of the theme for the interview today is we did this post back in August, which is a 2020 preview we called Doom Rising, where we kind of talked about stuff that was coming up for the next 6 months, where we are kind of seeing the game going. So I'd like to follow up with a number of the points on that blog and talk about where we're going next. Okay, so ISO 8 is finally out. I feel like we've been talking about this thing forever, and it's finally out in the game. Can you kind of talk a little bit about like the life cycle and like the evolution of that feature in development and eventually to the feature that we finally see in the game right now?
Yeah, for sure. ISO 8 was this idea that we had way back in soft launch, so almost 2.5 years ago, where we knew we wanted to get customization into the game, allow players to create their characters differently than somebody else might create theirs, and really explore that theory crafting space. And so we built that, and we did a play test with it back in October of 2019, so about a year ago. And the feedback that came back was pretty clear that players didn't want that. They didn't want to have random stats and the managing that came with it, and kind of the challenge and thought process of what looks good and what doesn't for this random stat. And so we took that feedback, we really tried to internalize it into our design, and that led us down this path where it was like, all right, players like our gear farming. They like going after that steady progression. They really like the idea of doing theory crafting, of developing their characters a little bit differently. How can we make these things work for Strike Force? And that's what led us to create this new, I think, pretty innovative system for Strike Force. We then did a second play test about 4 months ago, I think, 3 months ago. And
we've had one play test, yes. What about second play test?
Second play test. Is never enough play testing. And the people that participated in that one really liked the system a lot more. It was overwhelmingly positive that we were on the right track. I was a part of that, so we took that, cleaned it up, and that's what created the ISO 8 system that you guys are playing today.
Yep.
Okay, so we've gotten a lot of feedback about ISO 8. What are some of the recurring themes that you've heard, and are you guys discussing any of them as a team?
What's up, Pops?
We really love that feedback. I mean, we asked for that feedback all along. That's what helped make this the feature that you guys are playing now.
The Quantum team's going to be good overlay.
We're taking that feedback. We're seeing that the theory crafting is coming through, that people are enjoying the steady progression. So that's great. We're seeing things like, hey, maybe the system's a bit complicated. We're going to keep tabs on that. Like, how does it evolve over time? Do people start feeling more comfortable with it? Does it not get clearer over time, and we have to make some adjustments? So keep letting us know on that.
I like that mentality.
One of the things that we're immediately acting on that we had no plans to do, but the feedback had come up, was, hey, those little white trait icons next to the ISO classes or ISO crystals, they're not clear. It would be great if there was some color variation in them, and we're looking to add that in now as part of that feedback. We've always intended to get out being able to save your classes for arena defense. That didn't make it in the first version, but we're also hearing your feedback that you really want that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try and get that out as soon as possible too.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so you mentioned a couple of improvements that you're looking to make based on feedback. Are there any further improvements, and where is the feature going next?
Yeah, this is now a new system for us, and the tier 1 ISOs are out. Sometime down the road, we're gonna get out the tier 2 and
What's
new
up,
classes and extend the existing classes and
Yeah, it's
allow
good.
for more
It's a
theory
fun game.
crafting. This is probably gonna come out sometime the next iteration, sometime in the spring of 2021. But that's all subject to change. But we're gonna look at continuing to evolve the system and give you guys new toys to theory craft with.
Okay, so a funny little thing happened a few weeks ago. Players are playing the game, and all of a sudden,
probably
in the
the
Blitz
Battle
mode,
Stock.
there was this little button that popped up called Sim. And it was in the game for about 10 minutes. People found it, they were using it, and then it was gone.
Be free.
What happened there?
Be free.
Mr. Durr?
Yeah, so we've been working on this for a while. Like we've heard the feedback and we've talked about it a couple of times now on the roadmap, and that's low quality time and as it relates to Blitz in particular. And so we've been trying to come up with a plan of how do we make Blitz a tighter experience. There's some really good things about Blitz. It lets you use your whole roster. It lets you just go in and play with your collection differently. But it's a real big time sink. And how do we shift that to be more fun, more engaging? And that's what led us into the real-time arena space. But before we get to that, Blitz Sim now does something really fun with the game where for those that got to play it for that 10 minutes, you'll be able to attest to this. It becomes this kind of rapid quiz of how well you know the meta. You've got your defenders team up, and you get to cycle through 3 opponents, and you're like, they can't beat Asgardians, they can't beat the shield team, but they can beat the hand. Let me fire off against them. And so you're just kind of cycling through really quickly, trying to get as many wins as you can. Based on how well you know the meta, and that's really fun.
So the community really went wild for this. The subreddit blew up, Discord blew up, like everybody was talking about this.
Yes, clearly.
When are we expecting that we could get the final version of that Blitz Sim in the game?
Yeah, like we announced in the response after it went out, we're hoping for December of this year. We've got a lot of work to do. We want to get that done. We want to get that in good shape. And we're trying to make this new mode of real-time arena to come out at the same time, so
Real-time
that
PvP,
you're having fun now playing with this new mode.
Okay, so I want to circle back on something you mentioned about competitive real-time arena.
Yeah.
I think we called it real-time PvP in the blog post. What's the current production looking like on that feature?
Yeah, we've all been kind of playtesting that together live, right? We've done the draft, we've done the quick play, we've done classic, we've done balance, and the whole time, like we came out and said, we need your guys' feedback to help make this mode the experience that you all want, and even great
when they say
about
real
providing
time,
that feedback
against each other.
So some of the things that we've learned is, by and large, people like fighting against other players. That's good.
Okay, yeah, that's the PvP.
The draft, though, is a real big divide within the community. A third of you guys love it, a third of you guys hate it, and a third of you guys are kind of indifferent. It's fine, take it or leave it.
That is tough.
So that's helping shape, like, all right, if we do draft, let's make that an optional thing that players can participate in, have fun with, separate. How do we get something that speaks to everybody? Well, they like the quick play. They like the time was a big part of this, right?
Yep.
I want to be able to get into my matches quickly. I want to be able to get to those quickly. Make a feature that supports that. So we're looking at the quick play and how to deliver something there. When we played it, as we've been doing the playtest with everybody, those matches got stale. You just fought against Black Order for the most part all the time.
Patrick, I can see a lot of people quitting if
at the high end, right? You're
if
fighting
that
against
sim
the
isn't
same
free.
squads,
To be honest with you,
and you're using the same squad over and over again. So what do we do to shake that up? And we're actually inspired by a new feature that we're going to pair this with, and that's battle passes.
Yeah, they hit out.
And for those that
I
don't
agree.
know,
It takes so much time
pass
if PvP. It's
is
silly.
kind of a new reward system with challenges to get those rewards. And we'll be looking at missions that are kind of like do damage with Sinister Six, or do damage with bio characters, or knock out so many characters on the opponents, win a couple of matches. And by doing that, you're gonna be bringing in different characters because your missions are saying to bring in different characters. Your opponents are going to bring in different characters because they have missions that are encouraging that. And the mode becomes more about how do I progress through to complete my battle pass, and less about wins and losses, which was, at best 50-50, because
like something
because
skipped
of,
there.
Kind of the nature of the beast.
And that's something that's different than daily objectives, right?
Yeah, these will be new challenges within this mode.
So then, but I don't have to necessarily do it like that day. I can, if I'm thinking about where I've seen battle passes before, I maybe get like a couple of days or a couple of weeks to do this stuff.
Oh yeah,
Good question.
these are going to be a combination of the two. It'll have long-running challenges that maybe last a week, and then ones that last the day. So if you played like Valuable Lessons, right? Valuable Lessons had you doing a few attacks every day during that event that we ran in the game. And that went over very well with everybody. Everybody enjoyed that experience.
Cool.
And so it's kind of pairing some of that where I've got to do, so many fights to complete my daily objective. And then I've got longer running ones that I can complete at my own pace throughout the.
Okay, so next in the blog, we talk about Gear Tier 15 and about how it's going to be the prerequisite for the next iteration of Dark Dimension.
This is what I want to hear about.
Now, once again, we've gotten a lot of feedback from the community on Dark Dimension 3. What are some of the learnings from that the team is taking into consideration when designing DD4?
Dark Dimension 3 has been really informative, and the feedback that we've been getting is great. So if you go back, if you rewind the clock, with Dark Dimension 2, we leaned into health, right? And the nodes had a huge mountain of health that you had to chip away at to defeat, and that was cool. That was fun. But the matches took a long time, and we wanted to see if we could change that experience a bit.
Yeah, it's gotta go in
I think there's some
between the
real
two.
good benefits if you get back into the cosmic, the city nodes of DD3. Those were a really positive experience. But the upfront nodes where you're using all your characters, and specifically Phoenix, right, was the problem here. As we tried to that's right, make it a challenge but factor in Phoenix. It was a challenge, right? It's a challenge that we're all going through that makes this hard, but we want to try and do better on the next run.
So what about the traits for DD4? Is that going to be the same as from DD3?
The traits are going to be, kind of the next step in the challenge. So with DD3 you had City, Global, and Cosmic, and with DD4 we're introducing a new one, Legendary. And what that's allowing the team to do is balance the nodes, more appropriately to solve the Phoenix problem that was introduced with DD3. So you'll be taking on City without legendaries, and Global without legendaries, and Cosmic without legendaries. And then you'll have the opportunity to use all your legendary characters as well, separate from the rest.
So you mentioned the Phoenix problem. Is that just basically because she's Omega level mutant and so powerful, she was kind of like this, if you'll pardon the pun, this X factor of how do we design something that is fun and engaging while still allowing players to use this ultra powerful character?
Yeah, more like how do we design something that's intended to be a challenge when Phoenix is just this nuke that keeps going off, and making that a challenge.
One of the other features that we mentioned in the 2020 preview is that we're taking that raid difficulty selector that we're using in the Ultima 7, and that we're going to move that over also into the Greek raids. For those of you not aware, it's the Alpha, Beta, Gamma. How's production coming on that? And can you give us a little bit of a preview on it?
Yeah, the modes coming together. What we're doing here, though, is a bit different. We're actually one of the ways that we're increasing the difficulty on these higher end Greek raids is we're going to remove the ability to heal your characters.
Oh my God.
So it's going to be more about utilizing your characters to the fullest. Kind of paying attention, making sure that you're strategizing correctly in combat, so that your characters stay alive and move on to the next node. And if they don't, then you have to go deeper into your roster, giving you a chance to use more characters. It's not about just build 5 characters and then heal them constantly through the remaining nodes. It's kind of a paying attention to the attacks that you're doing on those nodes, and having good replacements in your roster to fill in the gaps when somebody goes down.
And when you say remove the ability to heal, you're talking about in between the nodes, not in battle, right?
Yeah. No, it's going to make healers in theory even more important. But yeah, it's the currency that you use to heal those characters. Now, that currency is still going to be useful in the other raids, the Ultimus raids, right? You'll be healing your characters and using that there. The Greek raids will now get a different challenge. Missions that you've been playing up to now, they're not changing. They're not going to get harder because of this. This is only for the new content where it gets this new layer of challenge.
So you mentioned that, and like, I'm thinking, like, is that going to make the healer class in ISO 8 even like that much more important?
Yeah.
Like, are you anticipating that, like, even more so now that the healer class is going to be really important to build up?
You know what? I don't know. That's for you guys as players to find out and discover,
sure
and
these things are
think about
the
traits that are allowed for those nodes, what the best comps are, what the best ISO classes are to take on this challenge. Like, that's kind of the fun of this puzzle.
And the last thing I want to call out specifically from that blog post was squad management. That was something that we called out, and we mentioned that we were making some improvements there. So one thing that we did recently is we added the ability to filter by traits in the squad select screen, which was much appreciated. I know, even just by myself personally. Are there further improvements to squad management that you guys are looking into?
Yeah, and squad management's one of those things that there will always be improvements and adjustments as we add new features to make sure that we're kind of building the right experience overall. The next thing that we're hoping to get out before the year comes to a conclusion, and it's coming in hot right now, so hopefully it'll be there. If not, it'll be early in 2021. But we want to get in the ability to manage your save squads from the roster, and this is something that I know the community's been asking for a while, and we love the idea. So you'll be able to just go into your roster, manage all your save squads, hopefully like just tap on the characters in the save squads and go into their character sheet and level them up right there, that sort of thing via the roster.
That'd be nice.
We hope to get in some more features, but that's the one that we're looking at right now.
And finally, I'm always probing, trying to see if I can get a little bit more information out of you. Can you give us a hint as to one or two of the new characters we can expect to see by the end of 2020?
Yeah, you know what? I'll say this, Cerebro. Heroes and villains come in different shapes and sizes.
Sizes, you say?
Small. Quantum.
Interesting.
Quantum.
All right, well, thank you so much for being here, Mr. Dur. It's been a pleasure having you as always. And I'm sure we're going to be talking a lot more in 2021.
Yeah, thank you again, Cerebro. It's always a pleasure. Thank you all for making 2020 such a great time with Strike Force. It's been a blast, and I can't wait to get some new features and new characters and new content for you all to play into the game in the future.
Yeah, puppies, man. It's a little concerning at the moment.
Hello, Zeke's here, your friendly
Zeke's?
neighborhood community specialist, and I'm back to give you what you crave, the community spotlight. We've seen a lot of amazing tributes to Chadwick Boseman the past few weeks, and this piece by Citron from our Discord channel is another standout. All pencil, no ink. What do you think? Speaking of ink, if you've noticed that half your neighborhood has mysteriously gone missing from existence, that may be due to Neroff's Infinity Gauntlet tattoo. Next up is the man, the myth, the legendary MCU extra Stan Lee. As the old saying goes, with the great power of photorealistic artistic skills comes the great responsibility to share said skills with the community. Discord's Cloud87 and I are answering the call, so enjoy this marvelous piece. Over on the Marvel Strike Force Players Facebook group, if you've ever wondered what it feels like to claim the #1 spot in Arena, just ask JT. All you have to do is be his Arena defense team to ask him, and nobody's going to rescue you from Dover John's ISO 8 Infused Rescue, who's already maxed out at level 5. And no, Dover, I don't think you're the only one with this idea. And rounding out things on Facebook, it looks like there's no strings attached to Everett Beretti now that he's unlocked Ultron. Congrats, Everett. Just don't let the sentiment AI know he's in a mobile game. That might upset him. Finally, we're putting a spotlight on Mobile Gamer's Twitch channel this week. Be sure to head over to www.twitch.tv/mobilegamer365 and give him a follow. And check out his offer reviews where he gives his thoughts on the latest deals in the Marvel Strike Force store.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to hit that like button down there to let us know if you enjoy these Strike Time episodes, and be sure to share the video with your alliance mates. We'll see you next time.
No more jokes, is that it? Let's check. Normally he comes back. There it is, yeah.
Oh, look at that. It's my mom. She wants to do a video call. Hi, Mom.
Oh, Cerebro. You're so funny and silly. Oh, man. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of battle pass there. I missed a lot of that. All right, so let's see here. Let's see. What do we want? We want the blog. Let's see. So let's just go off of this. Sorry, Dutchie. Let's see here. All right, so we want the bloggy, and that bloggy. Let's see here. Let's see what the actual blog says. All right. Well, let's see. First, before I go through this blog in detail, what do you guys think of all this stuff? Like, yeah, what did we just watch? Disappointed with the overall depth of share. Totally agree, Yeti, man. Like, I was expecting a lot more. You know, like, so one, I was looking forward to Battle Pass to Dark Dimension 4, the title of the stream or strike time, whatever you want to call it. And to me, the only thing I heard about Dark Dimension 4 was that we can't use legendaries on some number of nodes. I don't know. I'm not really sure, but there is a limitation there, and that's pretty annoying. I'm kind of like, okay, so our, in theory, strongest characters in the game we can't use on what's about to be the hardest node in the game, or the hardest game mode out there. So, you know, luckily, when I think about it, you know, Phoenix is really the one that, and Ebony Maw and Black Bolt are the ones that's like, okay, so now I'm not going to tier 15 those three, which feels a little weird. I'm not going to lie. I don't love that they're... I'd be okay if there was like some nodes that were dedicated to legendaries, like, you know, like a trait requirement that was like this for the final node of Dark Dimension 4, you've got to only use legendaries. Okay, that's cool. I can do that. I'd be down. So it's kind of like, yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, there is only a legendary section. So it's like, all right. No, I don't think they said exactly what the reward was for Dark Dimension 4, but you know, I might have missed that part. I thought I caught most of it, if not everything, but yeah, I mean, they've talked about Doom before. Yep, like Tieros has said, but I don't know if they've actually straight up admitted it's going to be Doom. But either way, I'm just kind of like, I don't know, man. I mean, so if they keep... Here, let's do something real quick. All right. Let's do something real quick here. Let's see. Give me a second. You guys can... Let me jump around here. We want to go to, all right, so we're going to go to msf.gg here. And we are going to, let's switch that back off. All right. So, so if you filter here, like just global. All right, now there is a ton of global, but two of the global people that were the most critical were Phoenix and Shuri by both of them. And can you filter out the legendaries already? I don't know if that's in there yet. There it is. All right. So you cannot use any of those characters in global. In these non-legendary nodes, if that's whatever you want to call them. There's some limitation on these characters on those nodes. To me, the biggest ones, honestly, are Phoenix and Shuri. Maybe Nick Fury, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll buy that one. So then, let's see here. The next one. Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be... Actually, before I even go to that, just think about that for a second. Yeti, what are you saying there? Is given, what did I miss there? Didn't confirm. It's amazing how they asked us about this, presumably us and the beta, and not everyone as a whole. Because what's the point of having legend if you aren't allowed to use them where you want? Agreed. So we have two G15 legendaries along with other tunes for other sections, but some, yep. The Crown Prince, that's what I took from it, is that we're going to have the same trait requirements, but now with a legendary limitation to it. Which, frankly, I don't love. And then Yeti's talking about, given the in-game text descriptions and instances, I came to the same conclusion, the grain of salt with the Strike Time video. Stephen James, no legendaries and dirt is weak. Yeah, I'm not happy about that at all. I mean, one positive is that, you know, the symbiotes are going to be all usable wherever, but spend all the time unlocking a character and beefing them up only to render their progress useless in the latest in-game content. Very, very... to me, Steven, that is what bothers me about stuff in this game. So some people will sit here and argue, you don't need to build up everybody. You don't need to build up everybody. This is a resource management game. You got to select and choose. Decisions like this make it so you can't select and choose. That you've got to... especially as you evolve into the game. You know, if you take one snapshot right at that moment, then sure, okay, yeah, you only have to pick a certain number of characters. But to get to that point in the game, you've had to build up all these other things. So it's like, I don't know. People are just like, well, I have to build something up again. I have to start something over again. Now I need a new something. And that just, people don't like that. I don't know. I don't like it. Spend all the time. Yeah, it's not that they're just non-legendary. They are making it so you will have some areas that are legendary free. Yeah, that's where I took it, Yeti, too, is that, well, I mean, to me, it's the one and the same. It's like legendary free versus disallowing legendaries. To me, that means the same thing. It's where you can't use a legendary on a node, which I don't like, but we'll see. You know, and Clown Prince talks about more global to use, but even if they do, it's, I don't know. I mean, it's still a lot of gold and everything to get built up. We'll see. And unrelated, and this went live today. I'm expecting Scorpio to start Panic soon. Pre-launch registration on this one. I don't know what Andy's talking about. Maybe he had a link in there. I'm not sure. Oh, are you talking about Marvel's Realm of Champions? Because I was extremely underwhelmed with that game. And I didn't think it looked very good at all, but... Pimtech, new legendary, will be the new arena top team. It'll be Emma, Doc, Akash, Hybrid, and all that huge Bjork, maybe. All shapes and sizes. Plastic Man, probably. I feel like you need healer classes for global DD4 without legendaries. Yeah, probably true. Greek's new difficulty will... What? Yep. And I mean, that's the thing. Everything they talked about is longer, bigger rosters. Longer, bigger rosters. And we aren't getting any more resources, which is kind of like, okay... Worst strike time ever as a free-to-play. I really hope they don't get left behind when Battle Pass come in. I feel ya. And Hydra is talking about maybe if they didn't let us use the legendaries, rebounded. Yeah, and Prince is right. Gold's going to get worse. It's just going to get worse. Cosmic, you can't use any of these. These are some of the best Cosmic players out there. Now, again, I didn't bring Star-Lord up. I didn't bring Invisible Woman. But Invisible Woman's not bad, and Star-Lord's not the worst. Black Bolt and Ebony Maw, those guys were huge. Just huge. You know, and then City, City, it's just Doc Ock. So, I mean, he's literally the only City legendary. So, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I mean, all right, so just looking at this blog real quick, just to see if there's anything different in this from what we just heard. I'm sure there's not, but, you know, I know that there's the Yellow Jacket stuff that's in here, but I'm curious, but while we're talking, I don't want to jump to that quite yet because we're still just hot and heavy on this nonsense of what we're talking about here with the roster widening, the additional gear, the additional gold. Let's see, is this a Yellow Jacket? We're skipping that for now. I'll come back to that in a minute. Strike time event. All right. Blah, 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 blah. We watched that. Returning Legendary. Invisible Woman. Already watched that. Coming Blitzes. That's great. Bonus events. Yeah, those are going on. Shield double drops. Double drops for aim. All right, so that's literally it. So it's that strike time video and Yellow Jacket is what we got. That's all that I'm seeing from this entire thing. Man, I don't know. I do not know. Maybe if they didn't let us use legendaries first round but can second, maybe. Gold is going to, yep, you mentioned that. Giovanni, they're adding more characters and making resources more accessible. Yep, Giovanni, that's exactly the problem that, and I have zero with, you know, the need to, you know, have a gap between people who pay and it's hard to get resources and all that kind of thing. I got no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is just constantly introducing characters and not changing the economy and then limiting which characters you can use in future game modes so that you have to build more of your roster and, again, not giving relief on the economy. That's where I struggle. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know. I really wish they'd have more of this in here for this to show exactly what some of the battle pass was, but they just don't. I now sit here and wonder about, you know, who to take to gear tier 15. I mean, Kaz, that's essentially it. Where it's... I get that they need to incentivize us to continue to bring up our old roster. You know, they need us to keep building those characters so that we just don't focus on the new shiny objects that are amazing. I get that aspect of it. But I just feel like there's a better way to do it. If your top arena with BO, they will bring... Where is it? They will bring new tunes to destroy them unless you pay to keep up. That's true. That'll always happen. Ravager Citra new meta, maybe. Does all this stuff becoming progressively more demanding on players concern you for the demise of the game? You seem anxious for the future. Yeah, Lewis. You're reading my body language pretty well. I'll admit that. Yeah, I'm worried. You know, in fairness, ISO 8 I was extremely worried about, and they did well. But as much as I need to give them credit for doing a good job there, a lot of credits deserved to the players and the people who are on the playtest who provided a ton of feedback and tested it and played it and, you know, took time to give all these concerns. And then the credits given to, you know, Scopely and their developers and Gender, etc., to take that information and actually put it into the game. This other stuff, we're not going to play test. So it's just, Scopely and company are just left to their own accord to figure out what they think is best for keeping people and also make themselves money. And I'm not foolish enough to think that they have to do that. They all have jobs, they have families, they need to pay their rents. I'm good with that. I have zero problem with them making money. Zero. I want them to make money because it helps the game stick around and us play and talk. None of us would be here if the game wasn't here. But I don't know. Yet he talks about being broke on materials because of symbiotes, and now he's going to saving mode, which is crazy. Not for obviously you guys probably are aware Yeti and I are close and we work together a lot. So, and I don't think he'd mind me sharing that he calls me a hoarder often. And I will say that I'm happy that I'm hoarding at the moment because of this. I was hoping today was going to reveal something that says this is sort of the direction that you need to go with your roster. These are the characters you want to bring up to T14 to potentially T15. But it didn't. All it did was make me want to save more because I'm like, well, now I really don't know what I want to do. I know that I don't want to bring Phoenix up. I know that I'm glad I never spent Red Star credits on her, because it's like, okay. Yeah, Mirage says talking about the same thing here. Yeah, I mean, Clown Prince really talks about it. The cost to go wide. That's what we could sum this whole thing up. The cost to go wide. And that's really what it's about. You get a lot of people, the bigger whales, bigger alliances who need heavy war rosters, who need, they don't really necessarily need huge raid rosters. They could, have their few teams and be fine. But they're the folks with the big war rosters, all gear tier 15 or 14 or close to it. They've got the wide rosters, but a lot of the middle tier and free to play folks, they don't necessarily go as wide. And I feel like the Greek raids and potentially Dark Dimension 4 might. Dark Dimension 4 makes us go wider, because now you are limited with, who you can use. And that part is just like, what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull up, so for instance, I'm going to pull up the infographic that Yeti, Punk, and I all did for Dark Dimension 3. And we're just going to look at that for a second and see how much it changes that infographic. Hydrus, the web is an interesting concept. I like that. So that way you can get in right away, and if you have a character and then you go in different... I do like that. So that's a good thought. There's nothing wrong with Phoenix other than the fact that now you won't be able to necessarily use her on non-legendary sections, and she might be fine for a legendary section, but depending how long and deep that section is, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I might not necessarily use that, but we'll see. Yeti covered the Red Star part. I was a little confused about the Battle Pass Clown Prince. Honestly, like, I just thought that they were talking about, I don't know. I mean, it was more of an event than it was to pay for something, which I was kind of like, oh, okay. Like, that's awesome. But, I don't know if that's, I don't know if that's really what, I don't know. I wanted to see, how much it would cost, all that kind of different stuff. Where the heck is there it is. All right. So that's what to look out for. So this is all right. So you guys can see that. All right. So this was the Yeti, and this was a little bit older, but, or it's not the older, it's our latest one, but this was our infographic that we used to give advice for Dark Dimension 3. So I want to just look at this real quick to see how much this changes. All right. Yeah, ISO 8 not on Phoenix is kind of like, okay. Yeah, Yeti covered it about ISO 8 and Phoenix. It's about the summons. Yeah, Mirage, it could, the battle pass could cost. Who knows? I mean, who knows what they're gonna do? I looked at the what was it called? The zombie game, the Walking Dead battle pass. That was what I used as a judgment, but it's kind of like, all right, Krishel, let me get you a link to the Discord. Hold on one second here. I'll do it over here. Give me a second. Let's see. There you go. Put it in both chats so you guys can get it if you want. That's the link to the Discord. Yeah, so Yeti started covering this a little bit, but this first group, Phoenix out, Maw out, Phoenix out. So that's, this second group, Shuri out, Phoenix out. So the first 8 nodes, you've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters. 6 characters with Minerva. Cosmic, 2 out. City is the one that seems fine because of symbiotes. City, great. I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope it would be like Call of Duty or Mana Strike that uses in-game currency cores to enter the Walking Dead. Yeah. I mean, cores is money, so you could see, but I would agree with you, Mirage, that hopefully it costs cores, and then that way some free-to-play can still, like, through competing in arena and all that kind of stuff, still be okay. Kaz, the reason that Yeti and I and anybody else in the chat are saying these characters are out is that because they're limiting in Dark Dimension 4 where you can use legendaries. No problem, Krishel. So that we're saying, like, in this section, and again, this part, the green section says no restrictions, but that was based on, you could use Global Cosmic City. So what I'm expecting in Dark Dimension 4 is they will have no restrictions, let's say. So then there's whoever it can use, and that's going to be 2 nodes or 3, whatever number nodes. Then you'll have global non-legendary, cosmic non-legendary, city non-legendary, and then maybe there might be a final section that's just legendary. So what that does, and if you think about this from a business perspective, it makes total sense. This will make it take so long to get through this. That's the way it's going to be set. No restrictions. Global non-legendary, cosmic non-legendary, city non-legendary, and then legendary. That means you're going to have so many tunes built up to get through this stuff. Versus a lot of people are like, well, how do you minimize who you're going to use? The first 8 nodes you could get through with, 2 to 3 tunes slowly. It'd be long, but you could get through it. Yeah, and you're not going to use classes at all, obviously. Yeah, I mean, even if let's scroll down to the timed run where let's see, how many was it the same? Yeah, we didn't add any other legendaries into the timed run. Okay. I don't know, man. I mean, look, it's all... I just think about how long it could potentially take to get through this thing based on the gear grind alone. And, I mean, like, for instance, let's jump over to msf.gg. Let's just look at Doc Ock. Does this show, where's the gear and stats? Does this not show? Is this showing? No, it looks like Ty and the guys took out. Okay. So they're not showing exactly what it takes to get to gear tier 15, but it looked like the count was 54 of whatever the items were. which is a good amount per character, on top of the SBCs that you need, which is pretty nuts. So, let's jump back over to here. I'm just going to go like, all right. You know, and I don't know, man. Let's see. Let's just find, so like Invisible Woman I can bring up. No. There we go. So like you can see I have a butt ton of these SBCs because I was planning on a team of five for Dark Dimension 4. Hoping that it wouldn't necessarily be a global cosmic city thing again. Yeah, I agree, Clown Prince brings up the point that I agree with, or one of many points that I'm agreeing with here, is that Dark Dimension 4 is going to take a long time. It's going to be a heavy grind, and the legendary section is probably going to be the hardest. And I would agree. You know, it's... So DJ Next Level talks about Yellow Jacket's kit having Dark Dimension bonuses. We'll check that out right after this. That maybe they want to have these new quantum tunes be used in Dark Dimension 4. That's definitely possible. Ultron going to the PIM team for Dark Dimension 4. Yeah, you know how I am, Yeti. You know how I am. I was showing these to an Alliance mate, and this is how I am with a lot of the other ones too. These ones are run a little bit lower, but not much. I mean, if you just look at my, let's see, how do I filter? Not that one. Gear tier. No, wait, no, I wasn't the right one. Did this one do gear tier? Yeah, gear tier. So, I mean, I don't have, let's see, what's it? 5 across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. So was that 33? Gear tier 14. And then another 1, 2, only another like 15 at 13. I don't bring my tunes up past 12. It's like they added another peak to Mount Everest for the players to go through to give them time to work on something else, except the requirements are very taxing. Worse than DD3. I would agree, Mirage, especially considering that you've got to get to the point of Dark Dimension 3 gear, and then you've got to get to the threshold of Dark Dimension 4 gear, which we still don't know how much gear it's going to be and where it's going to be at. So it's going to be limiting, it's going to be expensive, and you're going to need a lot of tunes. So, I mean, it's not going to be like, you know, a Phoenix situation. Think about the Cosmic Lane for a second, where it was just, you know, I think I went with 3 characters. Who did I go with? I think maybe 4. Yeah, I had Hela, Loki, Black Bolt, and Minerva. I had 4 characters. You know, and some people tried 3, but and that was really hard. That was really, really hard. You know, and now it's going to be like that for multiple sets of, I guess, areas, sections, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, Prince, it's going to be at least 3 per each section is my guess. I still, is Carnage still? Yeah, I think Carnage is still the next one to go. I mean, mainly because Carnage is going to be built further than Scream and Anti-Venom. I might want Anti-Venom for the res, to be honest with you. I got a little hesitant there answering that way, but I don't know. All right, so let's look at this just for a second. I'm going to jump over to this Yellow Jacket thing. All right, because someone talked about this being in Dark Dimension. Let's see. Inject pain into enemy team. Let's zoom this in so you can read it a little bit better. And I will move this over. Oops. Where is my Chrome window? All right, there you go. All right, so inject pain into enemy teams with Yellow Jacket after being denied the secret of Pim particle technology, blah, blah, blah. Incapable of both expanding to great heights, shrinking down. As a member of the Pim Tech team, new trait. So Pim Tech is probably going to be like power armor. Yellow Jacket is a blaster who stings with heavy attacks, steals enemy health, gains speed and drain with offense up, and increases Pim Tech damage in Dark Dimension. Okay. He's Global Tech Blaster, Pim Tech. Bioenergy, so it's damage. 5 out of 5. Steal 30 health from the primary target and redistribute to self. Okay. Receive an additional 4,000. This bypasses gain evade and regen. In Dark Dimension, prolong all positive effects on this character by a duration of 1. Oh, okay, so that's only just for him, which is like cares. Ultimate hostile takeover. Gain 1 offensive up to a maximum of 3. Attack primary target for 400% damage plus adjacent targets for 350% damage. On kill, apply 2 random positive effects to self and all Pim Tech and Villain Tech allies. It's where that Ultron might come in. Then repeat this attack targeting the most injured enemy. Alright. I'd be interested to see if that just keeps killing, which is be awesome. Don't Cross Me is his passive. When this character has offense up, you get speed and drain, and Dark Dimension gain damage. Honestly, like, just reading this straight up, like this, for Dark Dimension, this does nothing for me. Absolutely nothing. I've got no interest in bringing up a brand new character into Dark Dimension 4 that has this Dark Dimension 4 stats. It's literally, when he uses a special, he gets to extend his buffs, and it's a 5 turn cooldown. Cares. And then in his passive, you get extra damage for Pim Tech. Not doing it for me. Sorry. Not gonna do it for me. Let's see, I'm confident. We talked about that. What gear my Ravager Boomer's, I don't even know. I'd be shocked if he was in even much of the blues, but I have to double check. Back in the day, I built them up when Red Star Blitzes just came out to try to get more points. Yeah, see, Yeti, that's the big difference between, like, obviously someone like myself and someone like you, whereas you've got a lot more wider range of characters, but because of where you compete at in war, you kind of need to, you know what I mean? You've got to have stronger defenses. You've got to have stronger offenses. I don't. Like, we don't compete as much as, like, your alliance does. You guys are, you know, at the upper echelon of war, and mine's not. You know, we were top 100. You know, sometimes we fall out depending on the season, but you're top 1%, and that's it. But so I can keep that amount of roster at T15 or T14 and T13 and be okay. You obviously wouldn't necessarily be able to do that. Doom campaign will be the key for gear and probably make. Yeah, you might be right, Prince, about getting the new uniques for 15. Yeah, Ultron Doom combo, maybe. Could be. Yeah, I mean, one thing we got to remember here, too, is that, you know, we're going to get a rework for Wasp and Ant-Man as well. That's probably going to show something. Let's just check out this video real quick. Okay. I mean, the animations are cool, I guess. All right, well. Okay, so anyway, that's what we got for that stuff. I don't know. I'm still pretty. Oh, you don't like the animations, Silvio? I thought they were okay. I mean, I wasn't in love, but I didn't hate them as much as you did. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to compete at that level, Yeti. It's a very, very conscious decision that I choose not to do that. I know that what I become when I get into different competitive modes, and I need to limit myself and keep myself exactly where I'm at. Yeah, it was kind of a. I'm gonna do this just for Silvio, just because Silvio loved it so much. Here, where's it at again? Let's replay it. Make sure we get the sound. Jump up, zoom, couple hits. That one's okay. That one's okay. I don't know. I don't mind it, I guess. It's not like game breaking or anything. And then that one's just a little buggy flying around, zapping people. Same thing there. Looks like he does that multiple times. Yeah, it's all right. It's fine. It's whatever. Sorry, you got stuck with it too late. Oh man. So yeah, you just look at this and let's all right. So let's do this. So if we start with global. Now, I will say I could see X-23 being a big global character for Dark Dimension 4. Just with her evades, self-healing, Emma Frost for sure. Sinister maybe for sure too, to get some cloning in. Oh man, Yo-Yo just because it's Yo-Yo. We'll see. It does, looks like he's peeing on him. Yeah. I mean, he is Yellow Jacket. Yeah, I hear you, Silvio. Ole is not impressed either. Yeah, Kaz, I think Yo-Yo is the more than likely like must bring. I feel like X-23 is probably an early must bring. I mean, yeah, I mean, the kit that I look at for Yellow Jacket, like, honestly, meh. Ultron, you know, though, like, Ultron is so lost without red stars. What I hope is, with the introduction of Pimtech, that it's like, because of Pimtech, we have now figured out a way to put red stars on Ultron. You know, that would be sick. But, you know, if they don't do that, yeah, it's kind of like, all right. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, I'm just reading some messages to see what people are thinking. Mirage, the Quantum team, in my opinion, will absolutely be needed for the next Legendary, which has been rumored to be Blade. Black Knight was another one that was a rumor. Whoever the next Legendary is, I fully expect it to be the Quantum team. Absolutely. Well, look, in fairness, he will be at the top 5 of my stat sheet because almost all new characters tend to be at least in top 10 or 15. It's power creep. I was shocked to see She-Hulk that high. I still hate her kit, but I can't lie, her stats are friggin' amazing. You know, they're just too good to ignore. I mean, she's good. Oops. Oh, that'd be interesting, Yeti. No, there's no backtracking, Kaz. It's just it's the numbers that are on there. You preach what they are, and it is what it is, as they say. They. So we've still got 2 hours until. Yeah, man, I don't know. I'm just making sure I don't have anything sitting here that I need to do before while I'm gabbing away. I set my timer for Blitz. Yes, I did. All right, where am I with these raids? All right, might as well hit these while we're chilling here. Yeah, I was going to shoot a video today on the blog, but I decided to do this instead. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Yellow Jacket, I don't love with that. That is not, I don't know. Yet, if you're still there, I'd be curious to see what you think about if Yellow Jacket moves the dial for you at all on Dark Dimension. See you, Mirage. Appreciate you stepping by. But like, or for really anybody, not just Yeti, but anybody, like, is there anything in his kit, Dark Dimension wise, that you're excited about? That's gonna go, you know what? I need him in Dark Dimension. Because to me, not so much. Not so much. You know what I need to do? I need to get some of my. Let me know if that music's too loud for you guys. Oh, you know what? With all the new symbiotes, Belza, originally it was all about Venom, but the other two weren't around. To me, it would be between Venom and Anti-Venom. I like Venom so that you can get to the defense up, but Anti-Venom you can res and you can get the take the buffs from the enemy and also get some defense up as well. But I think I might still lead towards Venom. I mean, you can basically one-shot those nodes with Venom if you can. So, yeah, I mean, Symbiote Spider-Man and his Dark Dimension stuff, it puts Yellow Jacket to bed. You get some extra buffs and some more damage. Get out of here. You know that the armor in Dark Dimension 4 is going to be stupid high. You know, it's kind of like, all right. I don't know. No, I feel you, Andy. I mean, truth is, I don't stream that often, and the kids and the wife went to the mother-in-law's, so I was like, well, whatever. Let's hop online and check some of the stuff out. DJ, I could see that. Maybe Stature get some Dark Dimension bonuses where, you know, she can defend the team well or something, or, you know, and then Wasp and Ant-Man have these Dark Dimension bonuses. I mean, it makes sense if you think about it from like a lore perspective. Maybe not a Dark Dimension, but like if you somehow tie the quantum realm into the Dark Dimension realm, it's a stretch, but whatever. I mean, they're both extensions of reality, so I guess in that way they're similar. then, you know, okay, maybe, but yeah, so, and I could definitely see them changing some of those other kits. Yeah, no problem, Belza. You know what? That Viper, that's a really good point, actually. You know, I mean, even if Ant-Man is... Well, in fairness, though, Viper, in fairness, we don't know what the rework's going to be, right? So, you know, maybe some of the rework gives us something decent and makes it so that we like it. I don't know. You know, I mean, I know it's a stretch, but I don't know, maybe. Who knows? I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't want to say I was excited for Dark Dimension 4, but I feel like I was excited for Dark Dimension 4, where I don't know, man. I was looking forward to, like, building my team up a bit, seeing, you know, where to put my resources, and now I feel a little dejected. It just feels like I don't know what I'd expect, though. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know what else I would expect. You know, these things aren't gonna ever be fun. But I guess I just don't love the non-legendary part. I just don't. I don't know. I have a feeling there's a lot of people who are going to be upset. We'll see. I mean, it seems like just this microcosm of Arc... All right, Yeti, thanks for stopping by, buddy. This microcosm of a conversation, you know, seems like a lot of people are not stoked on it. Which I can't blame them, frankly. Cannot blame them at all. No, yeah, so DJ, what they were saying is that they're in the whatever new Greek raid content that's coming, which sounds like it's not going to affect the ones there at the moment, is that you can't heal in between nodes. So you know how you can typically pay to heal, whether it's what are they called? Just the raid heals that you get from like the supply medic run and all that. They're not going to be in these later Greek raids. So you've got to have a team that can either survive the node and be close to, you know, top notch, or you've got to have a deep roster. And if you don't, then you're kind of SOL. I mean, and that's really what it comes down to. And I'll be curious to see what these new Greek raids are. You know, I was expecting a slider, but it sounds like maybe it's going to be more of a new raid. I don't know. Because I know my alliance, we need to switch up some of our teams, and I was waiting to do that until we got these raids coming, but we'll see. I don't know. Not loving much of what I saw today. Not loving it. That's for sure. I was really hoping for an exciting one too, and we just didn't get it. Did not get what I wanted. It's fun because, you know, normally I do my news videos on Fridays, but I was kind of like, I don't know if there's much I really want to go over this week that I felt like was really like worthwhile. You know, a lot of the times I'll do it just because it's you know, there's a lot of stuff to cover. And, you know, a lot of this stuff that you saw from content creators and even myself this week, it was just, you know, rankings, you know, rumors that we've already had out there for a long time. And so I was like, I don't need to cover this stuff. And so I saw when this blog seemed to be pretty good, I was like, this might be worthwhile. This might be worthwhile. But it wasn't at all. Doink. I do enjoy my Symbies. Enjoy them very much so. Yes, I do. My symbiotes. Go get him again. I'm surprised he doesn't go back and heal again. I feel like every part of their basics should be repeated. But for whatever reason, he doesn't go back and heal again. That was part of why I really liked him as a striker. It's like, oh, he's going to heal twice. I mean, you still get the bleed on it, but I don't know. Alright. What was the other thing I was going to check on this? I already did all this stuff, yeah. Let's see, who's slacking? Who we gotta go give a hard time to? Lyle. Lyle, you're in trouble. Alright, and then we also, let's see here. Gotta make sure to max this out before the thing runs out or whatever. Let's see, how much do we need? We got level 80 coming soon too. You know what I should do? I think I'm gonna keep building B stuff. Because if there's an X-Men lane, I mean, I need, you know, that's this thing you need to start looking at too is Greek. You know, who do you have? Oh, someone asked me where my boomer was at. I just wanted to check that. Where is my boomer? Oh, well, apparently he's, 9. That's funny. Yeah, I don't have very many in the blue tiers. What's up, Nara? How you doing? Giving us a timeline. What do you mean by that? Oh, they would have given us a timeline. Sorry. No, I agree. I was pretty disappointed with. I just was disappointed. I mean, maybe it's my fault. I had higher expectations. I don't know. But I wanted more. I just did. I wanted more. And again, maybe that's selfish. Yeah, Greeks, level 80, Gear Tier 15, Dark Dimension 4. The only timeline I think what we got was the Sims, the Blitz Sims coming in December. Or, well, I don't even think it was guaranteed, but that's what they were shooting for, you know. Grumpy Pirate, a lot of what I saw didn't impress me at all. Yeah, that's been pretty, it's been kind of the theme, it seems like. Even with, you know, what I saw in the chat on the strike time, seemed like a lot of people were not super stoked about it right now. We'll see. We'll see. Did he say that, Nara? Did I miss that? Did they talk about the next tier of ISO is going to happen in the spring already? Dang, that's fast. I remember, by the way, I'll get to it when I go here. I mean, just look at, I remember when sometime, maybe not the blue ones, but these purples, that was a bottleneck. Now I have 60,000 of them. Just like, it's crazy. All right, let's see where I'm at now with my milestones on. All right. Let's see, so I need. I'll do the rest in. Should do it. Let's see. Do I have a 7-star rank up that I want to do? I don't know if I do. None of those guys. Nope. Nope. Maybe Elsa, I guess? I could wait to save that for tomorrow, though. Or after the reset. Need to get my Corvus. Alright. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm going to wrap up here shortly-ish. I was... You know, I really just kind of wanted to come on, chat a little bit, and my hope was that we would have had all this Dark Dimension 4 theory crafting stuff that would have been more of a line and an excitement, but oh, I agree, Pirate. If they tie Battle Pass solely to PvP and do not limit the time in other game modes, you are going to see more people leave. The Blitz sim needs to come out before they do that. I'd say a raid sim needs to come out before they do that. I mean, I'm gonna look at my. Right now, I'm going to go on my phone. I'm going to check my settings for what's it called, screen time. See all activity. Jeez, Sunday was stupid. Sunday and Monday were out of control for some reason. But my daily average is actually, this is embarrassing even saying, but it's only 3.5 hours. But throw in Discord, what's that? That's a 45-minute. No, I was on Monday, I was on 2.5 hours. Why was I on so much on Monday? I mean, it's just nuts. Yeah, I mean, that's... To me, the real-time arena is PvP. It's what they've already got in the game. They've already released that as far as I'm concerned. I didn't understand what they were doing with that. I firmly believe they are going to gate that 100% Pirate. I think they're going to do that. I think that the only way you can get Blitz Sim is going to be behind Battle Pass. I mean, I know that's going to suck and it's going to make people upset. I'm not going to love it, but I think that's what they're going to do. I don't see them doing anything different. I don't know. I mean, I hate to say that, but I think that's the way it's going to go. Which sucks, but... I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, we're wrong about it and it's a great setup and that people are happy about it. I'll say that, ISO 8 was done pretty well. You know what I mean? So maybe this will be too. Maybe. We'll see. And I don't know. Let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, I don't know if I love everything I'm seeing. I mean, I suppose I could shoot a video on it. It's kind of like, we'll see. No, does he have a cosplay for Nobu? Are you serious? That's honestly hilarious. I know Nobu is like his guy. Is he streaming right now, Andrew? No, he's not on. Dang. Oh yeah, he is. All right. All right, I gotta check. Is he? Oh, okay, I'm gonna go check him out right now. Friggin', yeah, mobile gamer's hilarious, man. Oh my lord. Where did he, oh my god, where did he get that from? Oh, I just checked it out. That's pretty funny. Here, I don't think he'll mind me doing this. So, give me a, I'll show you guys. I hope he doesn't mind this. I don't think he will. It's a shout out for him, so. Twitter, Twitch. Alright. Oh, he stepped off screen. Dang it.
Let's make a video.
There it is.
Let's make a video. Let's make a video. That's.
Oh, he took it off. All right. I was going to show it, but he took it off. All right. Oh, well. That's pretty amazing. Anyway. Oh, man. All right. Well, I don't know if there's... I gotta think about if I want to shoot anything on this. I don't think I'm going to, honestly, because I don't want to be a party pooper more than I already was on the stream. But I just wanted to give a live, raw reaction, and it's kind of how I was and how I felt. You know what I mean? Yeah, Andy, it's coming. You know, I've been saying it forever. I can't wait to actually say that. I told you guys this hand rework was coming. Even though it was like a year ago. But whatever. Oh, it will. Mobile Gamer's tight with those folks. He gets good pub from them, so I think that'll show up on there. So anyway, I think I'm going to, unless you guys got some questions or anything, I'm gonna wrap it up here shortly. I don't really have anything to show in game. I wanted to mainly do that kind of live reaction thing. So we'll actually, you have a good night too part. We'll actually, let me see if I can do, let's see, what is his actual name on, is it Mobile Gamer 365? 365, we'll raid him. I think that's how I do it. There we go. All right, so Gonna raid him, so appreciate you guys all stopping by. You know, again, I'll probably have commentary on all this stuff here in a while, but wanted to at least give some feedback on what I thought of it. So that's all I got. We'll go raid the good old OMG here in a few. Let's turn all this nonsense off.